DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother?
Man, what's going on,
Another
man?
Thursday, best day of the week, right?
Absolutely, man. Best day of the week, man.
Best day of the week.
We get this in and everything. How your week been going so far, brother?
Good. How about you?
Shit, tax season, brother.
Tax season, so busy, right?
Man, been awesome, been booming, doing everything. 20 years in the game.
That's right.
Hey, man.
That's right.
I came a long way. Them free shows on WAOK.
Right.
Yeah.
Not no more free.
Yeah.
You have paid what we call them dues.
Hey, man, came a long way from that.
That's
but yeah,
right.
man, we talking about, I want to, want to change your life because, again, 412, how many times you talk to people just, man, damn, bro, I just wish I could do this. What you do that can be a job, it can be a relationship, it can be, just, your health or whatever, just however. And the shit just stay there.
Right.
It don't go any further in regards to just words.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times people, I think, protect themselves from, what we talk about, just personal accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, if I had a little more money with this, had a little more time, wait till my kids, whatever, some kind of excuse will come up.
Right.
And never really ever addressing what could cause that change.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, guys, listen. Make sure y'all call in tonight. I've been campaigning the past couple weeks, 678-740-9894. Again, you want to change your life. I remember, man, I'm going to go through, share a couple stories from my life, man, and laugh, feel free to do the same yourself, But, because I had a lot of pivot points. And like I always tell people, most of the times in your life, you're probably going to get, let's say, like, 4 to 5 game-changing moments.
Mm-hmm.
45 game-changing moments. Real quick before we get too far. Guys, change lives right now. We talk about personal development, motivational, parenting, relationships. We're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. The main hub is the Change Your Lives YouTube channel. But whatever platform you're tuning in right now, I appreciate you tuning in. But definitely give us a call, 678-740-9894 when you get a chance. I don't know if the TikTok, I put the thing in for the phone thing. I don't know if they're going to allow
The phone number be up there?
Yeah, because you got to go through and they got to
Okay.
review it. So I guess they're still going through the process with that.
Oh,
But
okay.
But again, we're just kind of just sharing some things with my personal story. I always share, you guys know I grew up on the west side of Atlanta off Bankhead. And all the things I always wanted to do growing up in my life is work in corporate America.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You boy been a nerd. And I remember, we go down, sometimes we go down to the Rialto, you be at 5 Points,
Mm-hmm.
you see the guys with the suits and the briefcase. That's all I was like, okay, that's what I want to do.
Okay.
And I just remember I never had anybody that was close to me that was like that.
Mm.
Like,
You had no.
I'm first everything in my damn family.
Oh.
College, shit, all that business, I'm corporate. I'm first at everything. So I
Okay.
never had a point of reference, mentor, and nothing like that,
Okay.
how to do it. I just,
Okay.
that's what I want to do and do it. And I always been kind of like a go-getter with doing it.
Okay.
So the problem came up was a lot of times because of that, I encountered not necessarily negativity, but people speaking off what they didn't know.
Okay.
Man, you got to do this. You got to da-da-da. I was just getting some, probably bullshit references. In
Okay.
regards to, hey, man, you got to go to school. I ain't got time to go to college. I got to work, do that, and do that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, just stay in the, especially when I was going, went to school, went to the Army to go get the money for school. And, that was just like, when I was telling people I was getting out of the Army to go finish college, shit, I might well just say, I don't believe in God.
Right.
And you gonna leave?
Right.
Yeah, and that was, I remember that, one of the biggest things people kept saying to me, it ain't nothing out here. Shit, I ain't coming back here.
I already know where I'm going.
But it was just how, and again, I don't think nobody meant any ill will.
Right.
But it was just, my vision was this.
Mm-hmm.
Their vision was this.
Right.
And it's hard, what I've learned in life, especially trying to be on a progressive track, is it's real hard sometimes to have conversation with people that care about you if they ain't on it, they ain't got that kind of life vision. And they'll say things to you not trying to be harmful, but it can detract you just saying some stuff like
Give me some tough love.
Tough love,
Tough love,
or just it could be some ignorant shit, but they just don't damn know.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the tough love.
No, man, it be some ignorant shit because they can tell you, man. I'm telling you, you have to be very, very careful who you share your dreams with, because people talk you out of shit real quick. Off their personal fears.
Right.
Off their personal ignorance.
Right.
Because they can't see it and it's not possible, just like I said, from the vantage point that they got, shit, they can't see it.
They can't see it.
And a lot of time you ain't all gonna be in a position to explain. And even if you explain, they just might not get it.
They might not understand what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, again, like when I even mentioned that, man, I'm getting out of the army to go finish school, that was just like crazy, because I can tell you this, my family was so hyped up with me going in the army, getting the hell out of Bankhead, and they got to worry about me selling dope or going to jail. I mean, they were just elated. But anything past that,
they can see that vision.
Yeah, they just looking at it like, you retire, you set for life, and they really didn't know what the hell that check was. But,
right.
You know what I'm saying? They were just speaking from, what they knew. Right?
Mikael Pitchford said, "What's up, Coach?"
What's going on, Coach? How you doing, brother?
Happy Thursday.
Yeah. Appreciate you tuning in. Happy Thursday to you.
What's going on, My Name Show? We see you.
Appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in, My Name Show. Yeah, but man, when I was just thinking about doing that kind of stuff, and I just on that track of going to school and doing stuff, like I said, I can't sit here and say in my life I've had like haters.
Right.
Now my ex-in-laws, but shit. It is what it is.
It is what it is. That's automatic.
God damn. My ex-father-in-law, boy.
Right.
Boy, we're going to do a show about ex-father-in-law one day. Just talk about AMF. But anyway, but being honest, I never had any people that just really was just like hating. But I just think a lot of times because I was doing some things that my circle, my close circle, family circle, they just couldn't see that. So again, it came out a proper person that wasn't mentally strong would probably took offense to it.
Okay.
But I was, kind of like I feel like now I know somebody rapping like, man, that don't mean no harm. They just know what the hell they're talking about. And I got a good feel of somebody being
facetious.
Yeah, facetious, or or just be, we're gonna say easy, being mean.
Mean.
You know what I'm saying? But I can get a good beat on it, with doing it. But that was just one of them things. But I knew what I wanted to do, and a lot of times you talk to people, you gotta come, especially with older folks. I want to do as one day. You ask them simple question, why didn't you? And they got all kind of stuff. But a lot of times it's just they didn't attempt it. Because of whatever reasons, opportunities, fear, knowledge, or whatever. We do have a great advantage now because we got something called Google, so we can try a lot of shit we just think about it now, or even look it up. Accessibility was there, it wasn't there. They had libraries, but sometimes going back to so many generations before, if they were allowed to even use them or not.
Right.
My grandmother was a housekeeper. And so, when those white folks she worked for in Buckhead, they gave her all their Encyclopedia Britannicas.
Oh, okay.
So that's how I got my first set of encyclopedias. Because they had
like my grandmama.
Yeah,
my great grandmother.
Yeah,
was a housekeeper.
Gotcha. And see, that's how I got mine, and I used to just always read. That's why when I was younger, I got attracted to learning, because I had all that stuff that I was reading all the time with those things. But it is. What I wanted to just have those discussions with people today, because far too often people put themselves in ruts or keep themselves in certain situations, and they never, come to the realization that time gonna constantly be going. And and if you ain't putting yourself in a position to make changes in your life or do something different, it's gonna stay the same.
Right. I think people don't treat time like a commodity. They think because commodities are not replenishable. So people don't treat time like commodities as they should. So they always think it's tomorrow. They always think they can complete it or get it done tomorrow or next week. And I have that problem too. Procrastination is a evil thing. It leads you to drifting. But procrastination, we all procrastinate in some kind of way. It don't matter if we get to work at 8 o'clock. We don't always start right at 8. We gotta get some coffee. We got to straighten up our desk. So those procrastination things, we always think there's later when we really don't know if there's later or not. So we don't treat time like a precious commodity as we should.
An old head said to me one time when I was working at the railroad, I was looking out the window. I said, man, it's some bad weather out. He said, it's probably beautiful for somebody who don't have vision to see. And that kind of stuck with me.
Right.
I guess one of them shut the hell up moments. But that stuck with me. You know, life is all about perspective. You know, don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today.
Right.
And then you sit there and look at it, you know, the time you have, you don't necessarily know.
Right.
My oldest son went to college, and I was kicking it at him. He was like, man, I got to do this. Because he had a hard transition to college. And he was playing football and stuff, too, but it was just very hard. And I had to just keep hitting in his head. Your mind, you think your assignment is due Friday on that class, but you don't have 4 or 5 days. You only have maybe 2 or 3 hours because you got study hall, football practices, 3 practices in a day plus weight training. So, in essence, you don't have the time. You think you got days. You only got a couple hours to take care of certain things a week. And I think a lot of times people don't sit back and assess that because it's kind of like I said, you can kind of protect yourself. Because we talked about the other show, people are going there, I didn't know, somebody didn't tell me, and I wasn't given this, and you hear damn folks.
No
I didn't have a father, I didn't have a mother, all that kind of bullshit.
Nobody teach me that.
You know, you got a 50-50 chance of getting a good daddy. You know, there's a lot of folk got dads out here. I ain't told them that. I love my dad to death, but I can probably count on my one damn hand all the shit my partner told me. Shit.
So you saying having a dad ain't necessarily gonna make you great?
Love my daddy, boy. He expert joint roller, but shit, that about it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, so pickup line for women, that about it. Right? You know, but shit, nothing. You know, really like deep. Hey man, my father mentored me. Nah, hell no, hell no. And you don't know if you're gonna get there. You know, that's what I think a lot of times. To your point, that procrastination, we miss out certain things. It might not necessarily come. You know, that's why I want to have that conversation tonight. What's that, Lab?
My name show says, I think we be on autopilot a lot and not moving with urgency till it's too late.
And that's so true. And even with the autopilot, we'll constantly be thinking we're going to go on a whole different destination or a different route and just talk about it. But, you know, like I know, change is kind of, a lot of times ain't going to be easy. It can be uncomfortable. And that's what I think stops a lot of people with certain things because if you used to a certain way of doing it, and you might not like it, but you're like, shit, I don't like it, but I don't know if it necessarily know if I want to do that.
Okay.
So we started talking about the whole again tonight show, talking about, you know, do you want change in your life? The first thing I think everybody got to ask themselves is, are you happy where you are in life right now? Are you cool? Now, when we say that, are you happy where you are in life right now? The question is, you got to look at it. Am I unhappy or am I just having a bad day? You know?
But in all actuality, should people be happy with where they are? Or should they always be striving for better?
I mean, complacency can be a problem sometimes, but at the end of the day, like, okay, just you myself. You know, I'm an entrepreneur. I always been one of them go-get-it person, whatever. You know, if you have your friends and they content where they want to be, you know, what's wrong with that? If you're happy, you're happy.
Right.
Now, because it's pros and cons with any path you go in life. You can say, okay, you want to keep progressing and doing this, that, and that, and that's a lot and all this other kind of stuff, you know, and everything. Because my way of doing things may not be best for some people. And the person to say, well, look, I just want to sit here and I work this right here and retire. You can say, well, look, man, you know, things change or whatever. You have, you know, what you may, you know, can be, what's the word? I've been going blank a lot this week. What's the word when indispensable to a company? They may not, you know, hey, you haven't become an asset. You haven't tried to improve yourself or grow. And but you know, it can all be all kind of ways. It's all about what, you know, what vantage point you want to look at it with yourself, with everything. Because again, people in human nature, we all get damn comfortable. You know, with shit we do. You know what I'm saying? So when you say that, I want to do something different, and you bring it up point, you got to do some shit different to get there. And start thinking about it. So again, we go back to that question: am I unhappy where I'm at in life, right? And so, because I can get to think about like when the kids call me, man, I hate this school, this, that, and that. Well, son, do you hate it? Or you had a rough day?
I had a rough day. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We just looking at with our jobs, relationships, and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of times, people just I don't think they just think about that. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I've always been on the premise that you should always reassess. Always reassess where you're at. I don't know how everybody else does it, but I do it every few years. Like I did it at 50, and now I'm doing it again here at 52, and I'm trying to contemplate my next move. Trying to contemplate because me personally, even though I'm a procrastinator about doing things I don't want to do. I don't like to do. If I like to do it, I'll do it. But if I don't like doing it, I won't. I'll take my time getting it done. So a lot of times, we all. I feel like we all should reassess, just every few years, and people can do it on their own because a reassessment will make sure that are you happy where you are, or do you need to do something different? Because I've always been on the premise that if you can do it better, or if you have an opportunity to do it better, maybe you should.
To that point of that question, with the point what you just said, that I might be procrastinating on the stuff I don't want to be doing, but the thing of it is, the thing that you don't want to do, is that really pertinent to making that change? And that's the thing we always had to look at. Is that going to be pertinent to making that change? Because, like I said, I would do it. Like I said, just say we talk about weight loss. Man, you got to go work out. You got to change your diet. Man, I don't feel like going to no damn gym. So, what you want to starve yourself or whatever, do this, that, and that, we're doing it. So
that's if you like eating good.
Yeah, so what component? But when we start looking at that, asking that question, you say, well, I'm unhappy where I'm at in life. Then yes, why not? Why? What's wrong? And then, you sit there and look at it like, listen, is that I won't say illegitimate, but is that like, is you just, again, going back, is it just a bad moment or instance, or is it really something like, man, this is rough? And I think sometimes you can probably stop a lot of things right then and there, just say, look, let me not make more than what this is. If somebody pissed me off, said something to me wrong at work, I might can fix it. I can make them come to it the next day. Your significant other may say, let me holler at you right quick or do that, whatever. Or then some stuff you're like, nah, this we gotta change this. Because when stuff is really bad, leak don't close up on its own. At some point the pipe gonna bust or just gonna get too
Pressure.
bad. Something.
Pressure gonna build up.
Exactly.
Right.
And eventually, if you don't address it, it's just gonna get worse. And a lot of times, what's going on, Ronk? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in.
But I think that's the point of assessing and contemplating. Because if you assess, like you said, you see if you're happy or if you just had a bad day, that's all a part of that assessment. Because how many bad days you gonna have? You get what I'm saying? Like, if you have 5 or 6 bad days out the week, you may need to assess, what you're doing and where you're at. You get what I'm saying? Because I get 1 or 2 bad days. We all have bad days.
Yeah.
But if there's a succession of bad days within your week, that's the time to start reassessing. And you don't have to reassess on the 7th day, but you got to start building this stuff up and realizing,
Or it can be blatant. Man, I never forget. Okay, so I went and got my master's, right? I'm like, okay, cool, let me go get my master's. The cat that was over me, my mentor for about 10, 15 years, he was, getting ready to leave. So naturally, I've seen in the company where I was working, everybody else, the person over you retired. It's a small company, you just fill in. When I got my master's, okay, cool. Soon as this guy leave, now all the white boys and white girls, we're gonna, no damn people.
Right.
They just got promoted. Mentor leave. Deonte, we gotta do. We're gonna put this on Indeed, and then we're gonna run interviews. My ass. What the hell we doing that for?
Right.
He ain't been doing this.
Right.
Why the hell I gotta get interviewed?
Right.
But this is a new policy, and they're like, I was just really tripping by even bringing that up. That's probably one of my problems. I ain't, shit. Ain't gonna be no political correctness.
Right.
Every white person in here done said,
Right.
why do I gotta get this?
Right.
Well, we haven't no. Listen, but at the end of the day, I'm just talking.
Right.
So now it gets to you where you saying, listen, I can sit here and argue and complain about it, but I always say at the end of the day, once a person kind of, when stuff like that happens to you, that's when you be like, man, do I even really want to be here?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they got me going, and I'm interviewing, saying stuff I did that I didn't did.
Right.
Got me doing all that other kind of stuff, and I'm feeling some type of way. Why the hell I got to do this?
Right.
Right? And so now I'm sitting there going home, bringing this BS from work home because I'm disrespected,
Mm-hmm.
I'm dejected, and be honest with you, I'm fighting a losing battle.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, people did stuff like that because they didn't want to give me that, and they didn't either.
Right. And they felt like they didn't have to.
Exactly.
They felt like if they come, they could do what they want to do.
Negro, you want to work here? You can't.
Yes
if
or
you
no?
don't, yeah.
Check the box for yes. Check the box for no. That's all we need to know.
I can sit here and whine all. What's fair? What's fair?
Right.
What's fair? But at the end of the day, like, look, you take it or leave it.
Right.
Straight up.
Right.
And I was in a real funky spot at that moment because now you got to sit there and say to yourself, look, man, they really don't value me that much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here talking all this big stuff, saying in regards that I feel like I should get this opportunity, but me talking about it and me following through on it, it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, I think a lot of people don't have the actual the true confidence in themselves
Mm-hmm.
to do certain things. They believe in themselves, but like I said, those game changing moments in your life, leaving a job, leaving a relationship, moving, you're only gonna get a handful of them. And if you do it, they can put your life in a whole different trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
Coincidentally, those are usually very, very frightening moments. They usually scared as hell.
Marcus Wright says reality and answering the why.
There you go.
Right.
What's up, Mark? Appreciate
Right.
you tuning in, brother.
Right. You were talking about school and when you went to the military to go to school. My trajectory for going to school was a little different because, to be honest with you, when I got into high school, the school in general, there was no sense of urgency for school with me. It was boring. But once I started going to summer school and going to summer school, I was like, okay, I discovered summer school. I was like, okay, well, shoot, I can go to summer school and I can hang out at summer school and get free meals and whatever until 12 o'clock. And then that's when all my friends gonna come outside because it's noon, it's summertime.
Yeah.
But once I started going to those classes in summer, going to school and then learning, okay, well, shoot, I get credits for this. I'm here. I might as well go to class. So I started going to class and going to summer school every year and started learning. I was already reading a lot because, like we talked about, my great grandmother was a housekeeper too, and the rich white folks in Chicago up on State Lake and all those condos up there, those apartments up there, north side of Chicago, Evanston, all that. They would give her encyclopedias, and then she had these, fairy tale books, like 29 volumes of this. So I would read that to her every night for an hour, 2 hours a day. So I was already learning. So when I was in school, it was kind of boring to me.
Yeah.
I've never been a math person. I hate numbers. But reading and all that, comprehension, I'm good at that stuff.
Yeah.
I've always been good at that stuff. So once I started going to school and learning and going to summer school and getting these credits and then realized at 12 that I was going to high school, and then realized at 15 I was graduating out of high school. I was like, yay! You know what I'm saying? That's when it kicked into me in my junior year of high school. When I was 14 and I was a junior in high school, it kicked in for me as far as, okay, this school thing might be something. Yeah. It wasn't early on. I wasn't early on going, I need to go to school to get out. No. When I got my junior year and I was 14, I was like, okay, school might be where it's at. So I started applying myself more once I realized that I was about to graduate out of high school at 15, because I already had enough credits in my junior year to graduate, but I was too young. I felt, I went to that senior year I think I had one class and the rest was study hall, but I went to that senior year to get out of school, to feel a little bit older. And once I got into college, I started feeling like, okay, this is where I need to be. And then that's when I started feeling like, okay, I need to get into corporate role. I need to do this. I need to do that. Because I knew I didn't want to stay on the west side of Chicago. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I knew I didn't want to do that. I knew that I wanted to do something better. I just didn't have a plan as to how to get to the better.
Did you have people like to kind of encourage you?
Well, I had two uncles who were in the Marines, and I was going to go to the Marines, and they were like, hell no, you're not coming here. So they wouldn't let me go there, but as far as encouragement, I did. My best friend's mom was an encouragement. She helped me a lot with getting my grant for college and all that stuff.
Yeah.
She helped me with those things. But as far as just encouragement, like this is what you need to do, I can't say that I had.
Yeah, because the reason why I even asked that is because, like, we just look at it from an adult perspective. One of the toughest things is, I think, that when we do things that's kind of against the grain, leave your job, get in a relationship, leave a relationship, or start a business or whatever, a lot of times your circle may not necessarily be familiar with it. They care about you. They love you, good job, boy, or hey, girl, I support you. And they just say the shit,
Right.
I mean, and they, like we always say, support's a great word.
Right.
Might be posts, might be likes or share, whatever. But but you still kind of in a frightened spot. That makes sense. And far too often, people stuck in those spots where they got to kind of make those decisions. Guys, if anybody looking at the show right now, if you've been in one of those positions where you had to make one of those game-changing decisions in your life, call in and share it with us if you don't mind. Call in at 678-740-9894. Again, at 678-740-9894. Let's discuss, what kind of decision you had and how you overcame that reluctancy or that fear to make that move. Again, 678-740-9894. You about to say something like that?
Yeah, well, I was going to add to that. I think if I had some encouragement, it would have been better. Because when I first got down, I moved down here to go to Morehouse.
Yeah.
I told you before, we talked about this on a couple of other shows. Morehouse was my school, but I was so young, I couldn't adjust. I couldn't adjust to the situation, so I had to go back to Chicago. But yeah, I felt like if I would have had a little bit more encouragement, a little bit more something, I probably would have been able to stay here, went to Morehouse, did whatever I wanted to do there, instead of getting here, staying for 6 months, and I can't make it, and moving back. You know what I'm saying? If I would have had a little bit more encouragement, a little bit more, somebody I could have called, somebody I could have talked to, who could have said, do you not like it, or did you just have a bad day? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, let me tell you something, because I'm going to be honest with you. It's a lot of parents, and I talk to a lot of friends of mine, they kids, and people just, again, I love all my children. And I never try to promote that. The way I raise my children is the way to raise children. It worked for me and what I do, my situation, my boys. But I always share to people, it's a lot of parents have got that phone call when them kids got to school, like, I don't like it, well, come on back. And shit ain't right after that. Sometimes it is, but, just more so just like transitional stuff.
Right.
And sometimes you gotta let them go through stuff. Sometimes they really need to come home. And I say all that to say, we all have different levels in regards to our drive, our tolerance, and things like that, and stuff like that. Cause I'm a pretty self-driven person. But I can say with all honesty, if I had a little bit of this, a little bit, man, tell me where the hell I'd be. And I'm cool. But it's real tough when you don't get support. One second. Back phone ringing. Hey, thanks for calling Change Your Lives. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, yeah, it's me, Coach.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing all right, brother. I'm doing all right.
Appreciate you calling in. What's going on? You had one of them game-changing moments in your life?
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, what I would tell you, you probably got to cut your volume down on your video because you're going to play back.
Okay, maybe my Bluetooth. Let me turn that off. Okay, is that better?
That's perfect. And what's going on, brother? Coach?
He must hung up.
No, I don't think he hung up.
That Bluetooth kicked back in.
I don't know.
Coach,
Coach, you there?
I can't hear him.
I can't hear him either. Hey, Coach, hang up and call right back because I can't hear you. And I apologize about that. I think what it is when you're playing the feedback.
Yeah.
That's what kicking back in the mic.
Okay.
Coach, please call back, brother. Please call back. I think you had the feedback because they were playing in the background. Something was playing in the background. Um, what else? What was I running my mouth about? To change lives.
Yes, sir. Okay, here we go.
There you go.
Hopefully that'll be better.
Now you good to go. What's happening, brother?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, you know what? Everything you're saying right now, it always makes sense to me because I call you for advice.
Hey, I appreciate that, brother. It means a lot too. Hello.
I think that right now I'm in a strut, but I'm grateful. It could be a lot worse, and that's really all I wanted to say.
Well, let me say this to you. A lot of times when we go through things, again, man, I be transparent. Everybody know, about 3 years ago I went through a divorce. I was married 20 years, and my biggest struggle with the divorce was the transitional. I wasn't on no problem about she gone. Get the hell on. I wasn't tripping about that. And I know a couple of my kids looking at the show right now. But I wasn't tripping about she leaving. It was just more of an adjustment to kids staying with me, the business going this way and that way, things that she did that I got to do, that kind of stuff with doing it. And I will say this to you, brother, just as a word of encouragement, it gets easier. And the old adage is true. Time fixes a lot of stuff. It fixes the pain,
right,
experience and stuff like that. But you just got to go through it. You just got to go through it and stuff like that. There are a lot of times they go through trauma situations and things like that. They never recover because they so stuck on what happened. But if you have a good focus on, the end outcome or where you want to be, that makes things a whole lot easier because you're going to that. I'm here now, but this is where I want to be. If you focus on where you want to be and that end result, everything gonna gravitate to that. Because again, we all been in those spots. Like, why I had to give her this, she took that, and I spent this, that, and that. And the more time you spend on that, I even said that with myself. The more time you spend on that, the less time you move with your recovery. Or move with your building on your future. But so the best thing I can do, brother, just you got that vision, you got that visualization of where you want to be, and the more you can focus on that, everything will gravitate towards that, brother. You ain't the first, you ain't the last.
It will.
I tell you, I'm just a phone call away, man, and I'm proud of you too, brother.
Hey, I appreciate that. And I want to say something else before I get off the phone because this is my new mantra. It's basically, when you get depressed, you're focusing on the past. And when you get anxious, you're focusing on the future. And the only way you're going to find peace is to focus on your present.
There you go. And a lot of times you got all kind of stuff right there in front of you you can be happy about. You be so your thoughts get caught up so much of what you lost and what you had. And you may be looking at where you could be sometimes. And, like, man, I got enough stuff to be happy for right now because I done went through the abyss.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but like I said, man, I'm super proud of you, brother.
Well, thank you. Keep doing the good work, man, and I'll talk to you later.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks for calling in, too.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I had one comment on a couple comments on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Lion Lady Love said that not me, all mine set out to go. I guess he was talking about the parenting part when you were talking about that earlier for the gentleman called in. Mm-hmm. Not me, all mine set out to go to college for them, not for me. I now have 4 sons with bachelor's degrees and one with a MBA from the Alabama State.
Oh.
And then my name Show said he figured out a lot on his own, a lot of time the hard way. So I'm with my name Show, but I'm gonna go back to one thing. Like the gentleman said that he could call you. Do you think that sometimes when we're trying to change things and trying to change, contemplating our next move or trying to assess where we are now, where we need to be or where we want to go, do we call people who we know I'm gonna call Poochie, he gonna tell me this. I might call this person, they gonna tell me exactly what I want to hear. You may get the pushback I might even get the pushback from Poochie, but Mike might tell me exactly what I want to hear. Like, I might be saying, no, I can't do that. And Mike might be like, yeah, man, don't do that right now. But Poochie might be like, man, what you talking about? God, you know what I'm saying? God get that pushing me forward. You know what I'm saying? Do you think we know who we need to call when we want to hear what we want to hear?
Human nature a lot of times causes us to take the path of least resistance.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, depending on where your mental state is, if you want to be in a situation, to the question you're asking, if you want to get, instructions, or seasoned or experienced advice, or you want to get something to make you feel better at that particular moment. Let me get this covered. Thanks for calling Change Your Lives. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Coach? This is Marv.
What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm making it, my man.
That's what I'm talking about. What's going on? You had one of them game-changing moments in your life, brother?
Oh, I did. I was listening. So, for me, I think when you go through, I know one of the things when I went through my divorce, it put the focus back on me, and I have to constantly remind myself of, if I got issues with myself, that ain't got nothing to do with my ex or my marriage. And it's a lot of going through the divorce put a lot of the focus back on me and my life and things that I need to do for me. And it makes me have to reevaluate. Okay, you ain't where you want to be at, or you feeling like you ain't able to bounce back the way you thought you should be able to bounce back because of things that you might have didn't do, or you got comfortable, being with another person. So that's kind of that's for me, that's game changing. Then to kind of tie back what y'all was talking about, I know when I talk to a lot of my coworkers, I think one of the things I kind of look back on is professional mentorship. I think coming where we come from, I kind of try to do. We always try to do and do things on our own, but a lot of the coworkers that I had that were, that elevated themselves professionally, they had mentorship. It was somebody that professionally they said, hey, how can I get to where I want to get to? And they got that guidance and tutelage, from another business professional, somebody that they work with that helped them, elevate themselves to another level, So I just wanted to call in to kind of throw those 2 cents in there.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. But that's 2 great points you just had. And with the first one of the things about it, man, we started thinking about, just going through particular things, we're taking care of, especially being divorced is a unique fraternity to be in. And me and Lab talk about this a lot. A lot of times, it can be for men and women, when you're in a marriage, especially over a certain amount of time, you forget who the hell you are. And next thing you know, you out of this damn divorce, you're like, well, what the hell do I like? Because your focus be so much on the family, your significant other, and making other people's life better, you forget what the hell you want to do. And so now you back in this funky ass spot. You don't even know, and you just got to focus on you, and you be consumed with others. You don't know. It's a hard transition to go through. And I think that's what keeps a lot of people stalled, because if you don't have purpose in your life, you really can, it makes it really difficult, to redirect yourself to do things, to your point, that are good for you. And I always encourage people, especially going through it, don't lose yourself. Take care of your significant other, take care of your family and all that other kind of stuff, and everything. But don't lose yourself. If you like damn fishing, go fishing. If you like having a drink with the fellas every now and then, do that. Because things can change, like a divorce, people leave, people whatever, and shit, you done lost yourself. You have to make sure that you are always good. Because one thing about it, if your ass ain't good, nobody gonna be good. Now, to your other point in regards to what you were saying about the mentorship, man, going to lab, we were talking about the personal assessment. Everybody got to be realistic, and I understand there's a lot of people suffering in silence. We have egos, and me and Mark grew up together on the West Side. And Mark, did you go out with Don? Was you out there with Don on Friday night, man? I know at Doug High 96, y'all partied, man. I ain't get a chance to make it out. Was you out there Friday?
Nah, man, I ain't go, man.
You graduated with Don.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I started to go out there, man. I know the Mastro women were out there. I didn't make it, bro. But what I look at, a lot of times people don't want to make that personal assessment with themselves to say, look, man, this is as far as I can take me. You know, that's why a lot of times we talk about folks want to just go to damn, you see on TV, they go into court representing themselves, or they try to fix on all that stuff. You got to know, a smart person, to me, knows what the hell they don't know.
Their limitations.
Yeah, exactly. It ain't punking me. I ain't letting it punk me.
Right.
But if Mark or Lab have more experience, they can do this thing more efficient for me. In the grand scheme of things, yeah, I might got to pay this person, but it can be more effective. So if I got to go to this person to go, like I said, that's what changed my business. When I started paying that money, going to those masterminds, paying for coaches and stuff like that, and everything, yeah, did I waste some money here and there? Absolutely. But it actually benefited me a lot. In the grand scheme of things, it did. When I was going through my divorce, when I was going to the counseling by myself, I learned a lot of stuff like, damn, that is things that I'm probably cool with me, that I'm assuming, hell, you should be cool with it, but that may not be there. And again, it took a professional or somebody more skilled with delivering that to me to bring that to light. And that's what a lot of times people do miss mentors. And it can be, like I said, it can be your ego, it can be your life experience, your tools just to know that. Because everybody's not. Now, I try to have a conversation with my children about, listen, go get your OG, you know, and everything like that. Because I always raise them to the point that, listen, Daddy don't know this, but Daddy gonna tell you to go talk to this person. That's what, you know, me being in business, I don't need to know every damn thing. I just need to know who the hell to talk to.
Right.
But it's a funky spot to be, because sometimes you may not know. Sometimes you got to kind of grow yourself to a point where you got to be mature enough to say, look, man, I need to holler at somebody. The key thing is, because Lab was bringing this up earlier to the point Mark mentioned, you got to be realistic about who you're talking to now. I always say That's things with advice: credible and reputable.
Right.
Credible and reputable. Now, you know your partners. You might just need, hey, bro, you all right, pat on the back. You know your pat on the back partner.
Right.
But you know what the hell to take from your pat on the back partner.
Right.
But if you need strategy, you know, some guidance, whatever, you got to know that. Credible and reputable. I think if you can, when you choose the people to give you damn real advice, that's it. You can't tell me what to do with my marriage, you never been married. You can't tell me what to do with my kids,
if
you
don't
never
have
had no
kids.
kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even somebody that's only been married maybe a year or two, you know, you see podcasts, women do this. Man, you ain't been through that stuff. You know, your kids get older. I mean, it's a different, if somebody have experience raising a little kid as opposed to this teenager or young adult. They ain't seen it. Because they ain't puppets. You can't pop them on the butt when they pee on the carpet and you think they're going to do what they want to do. Your kids getting all kind of stuff against from what you've taught them. And I think people have to be exposed and also mature enough to understand, like, no, their limitations. Their limitations. Mark, bro, I appreciate you tuning in, man. We need to link up soon, man. You know what I'm saying,
yes,
brother? But I appreciate you tuning in, man. And I'm glad you're getting better and everything with everything, brother.
Hey, no doubt, man.
Hey, man, you take it easy. I'll talk with you soon.
I'll reach out to you, though.
Hey, do that for me, man. I appreciate it, man. And talk with you soon, brother.
All right, later.
Yeah.
Mine Lady Love said 2 of hers were in the 100 black men, Deacon County, I'm gonna say DeKalb County. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm reading as it wrote. Oh, my bad. DeKalb County, best thing that ever happened to them started in elementary school.
Okay. That's what's happening. You know, I'm a proud member of 100 Black Men South Metro, board member.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we do a lot of work with. I'm glad to hear that the 100 in the DeKalb chapter. There's some solid brothers over there too. I'm glad they was able to make such a great impact. Shout out to Thomas Deutsch. That's our president, passed last week, and his funeral is going to be this Saturday. They've been having programs all. I'm getting emails every day on different things that are going on and stuff like that. But Tommy Deutsch was one of those once in a lifetime type people that thought outside the box and all that kind of stuff, and always was very, very adamant and passionate about mentoring youth. And that's really been one of the biggest pinches of the 100 and everything. Been super proud of being part of the organization for the past 6-7 years. With doing it, man. So I'm glad to hear that they made a great impact on your son as well. What's up, PJ? See my son
going on, PJ?
PJ tuning in. What's going on, P-Dog?
So when you say, let me ask you a question. When you think about changing, change your life, when you want to change your life, do people need to have realistic expectations of what change they're going to have and what change they're going to, what it's going to take to get, to make those changes happen? Because a lot of times, we all say, like you said, lose weight or whatever, but sometimes we have very big aspirations of things we want to change and how we want to change them without assessing what it's going to take to make those changes.
But feasibility is everything.
Right.
I mean, we can sit here and say, well, sky's the limit, and I can do this and I can do that, but now, if you only been getting a certain kind of woman your whole life, and you sitting there saying, I want this, I want that. Okay. Ladies, if you normally get a guy look kind of like this your whole life,
oh, Lord.
And now you want a Denzel,
right?
We can want. We got to be realistic,
right? But I dress better, Pooch.
Yeah.
I dress better now.
I grew my beard.
Right, I grew my beard now, Pooch. In full gray now. I'm looking dapper.
I'm just saying that, at the end of the day, you can't have those, I don't want to say unrealistic expectations, because people say, well, no, I'm not going to be limited, I'm not have to settle. But at the end of the day, we got to sit here and just say to ourselves, like, look, man, let's go in staggered steps. Mm-hmm. And if we go, we got a goal set here, and we go in staggered steps, we can do it. Like I always say, goals got to be two things. Realistic and attainable and incremental.
All right.
It got to be attainable and incremental. Right. And at the end of the day, can you lose 100 pounds in 1 month? I mean, lipo. Right. But outside of that, you got to sit there and scale it out some. And, you got to be, incremental. You can do it in stages. So much this week, so much this week, and go from there. Mm-hmm. And if you say to yourself, I want to put myself in a different situation, business-wise, life-wise, break it down and stuff. We're doing that. But you got to be realistic, man. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to get limiting yourself confused with, just kind of selling yourself short.
Now, let me ask you, I think that word limiting yourself is kind of taboo, because people will say, I don't want to limit myself, or I don't want to settle. I'm gonna say settle. I don't want to settle. But if you're assessing yourself and and contemplating your moves, you thinking you settle may be your accomplishment. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. That may be where you need to be. That may be your step up. You might be thinking, I'm just settling, or I'm just this, or I'm just that. You might have to sit back in it for a second and see, and say to yourself, am I settling, or did I have a bad day? You get what I'm saying? Like, is this really selling, or is this actually a move forward?
Well, let me say this. Hey, guys, remember the call-in number 678-740-9894. Again, the show is, do you want to change your life? 678-740-9894. Let me say this, Lab. To that point,
I think all the people that think they settled should call in.
Well, to this point, if you feel like you settling, or you don't want to sell yourself short, stick with it. Mm-hmm. And if things don't change, you might be, wrong. Now, if you don't feel like that, keep the way of thinking.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, it ain't about how you feel or I feel. Wherever you want to say and believe it. That's the thing about this is the price I should charge. This is the person I should be with. This is the kind of job I should get. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, if you're still moving that direction and something don't change, at some damn point, something got to give. Mm-hmm. Because if you keep going this and you ain't reaching that, if you been, okay, I went from 50 cents to 75 cents to $1, okay, cool, I see it progressing. Mm-hmm. But you just feel like you should be here, and it's not even getting nowhere near there. Mm-hmm. What are you basing it on? Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, I'm not in the business of telling nobody what the hell they can't do. I'm in the business of trying to tell people, listen, at the end of the day, it ain't hocus pocus. Mm-hmm. You want to sit here and be in a certain position, and you want that. But how the hell you going to do it? And if you've been doing this for years and you haven't reached it, what's going on? How many, I see people doing certain things, and they say they want to get this promotion, all that kind of stuff, and it ain't happening. Mm-hmm. I ain't telling nobody. I ain't like I said. I ain't trying to sit here and tell nobody what the hell you can and can't damn do. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, when it gonna happen?
Right. Well, you got to be realistic about your goals. I guess you're saying.
Yeah.
The book I always tell you about the books I read. You know, I read that book, Outwitting the Devil, and the devil says the best way to drive people, men and women, into drifting, he gets the women by vanity, he gets the men by ego.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're sitting back saying,
I
deserve
who
better.
wrote that book? That's the I'm sorry. That's the
It's an older book.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Written,
I read the audio
Jonah
book.
Hill.
Yeah.
Jonah Hill.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah, I read that. Wait, read. I had the audio book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm sitting there like, damn. Okay, I'm with you.
But as we're saying, like, you know, men and women may say, well, I ain't taking that job. You know, I'm better than that. You know, that's kind of an ego. Mm-hmm. A man and woman say, I don't want him or her. I'm better than them. I look better than them. That's vanity. Mm-hmm. So now you're gonna drift and to keep saying this about everything and everybody, and you're not gonna make any accomplishments. Nothing's gonna happen. You're gonna still actually gonna be stagnant.
Yeah.
And that's, you know what I'm saying. You're telling yourself, I'm better than this. I'm better than that. When in our actuality, you're just standing still. So
I get people reach out to me all the time, Lab, and they'll say, they call, they be consulting, just conversations. Well, I don't want to do that. I ain't got time for that. No, I ain't finna do that. And that's fine. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, you're saying what you don't want to do. Now, we all know, again, for you to do things that you want to be in a position that may be different, you got to probably do some things differently, to change that whole trajectory or direction, right? Mm-hmm. But when you start talking about there's certain steps in the process that you want to do, because it may be beneath you, it may be redundant or whatever, mm-hmm. But there are steps that probably need to be taken. Mm. And as a result of that, things don't never really change for you.
Okay.
A lot of times, I had a conversation with somebody a couple of days ago, somebody close to me. They tell me what the hell they don't want to damn do. And I'm telling them, like, you're not in the position to say that. Mm. And if you feel different, you can keep going down the path you're going. But if you've been doing your same shit for all these years, and it's not changing, what's going on?
Right.
People want to do the most by doing the least. Mm. When you start looking at it like, okay, man, I want to be here. Okay, well, look, if you want to be here, these are the 15. 15? Hell? Oh, hell no.
I'm thinking about more like 3.
Yeah, they want to bunny rabbit from step 1 to step 5,
right.
Step 5 to step 8. And at the end of the day, what happens when you go from 1 to 5, 5 to 8? Yeah, it's got to start all the way back over. Mm-hmm. Constantly doing that. And you know what's amazing? Some people spend their whole damn life doing that. Mm-hmm. What we talking about that show, Cutting Corners. Uh-huh. You keep starting over, and because you didn't want to go through the process. And the process is when you do what? You get your most knowledge, get your most experience. You get a lot of your wounds and stuff like that. And that's your education with a lot of that stuff. But people don't want it. We're in the microwave society. I just want to boop, boop, boop. And
done. It'll be done.
Yeah. Okay, I'm a millionaire.
You talking about 15 steps.
Man, come on.
This man on YouTube told me all I had to do was 3 things, and I'll be a millionaire by next month.
Yeah. He showed me, man. He was in his rental Airbnb. And he told me I can.
He's on the jet and everything.
Yeah.
He must know what he's talking about.
Shit, man. Hey, man, life a grind. Mm-hmm. Life a grind, man. And again, some people are lucky. Everybody's path may be different, but when we start talking about you want to change your life, you got to be prepared to do things that are different. You got to be definitely prepared to do some things you don't necessarily want to do. Mm-hmm. That's why I said when people talk to me all the time about I don't want to do this, but they want certain things, it's very hard for me to listen to you because I've done so much I didn't want to do to get me where I'm at now.
Right.
I've done too much. And I still do things I don't want to do. But if I know that's part of the process to get the end result I want, I got to do it.
Yeah, Lion Lady Love says that you have to move up in rank, in seniority. And she said that when people ask about, I guess this is referring to the president of the 100 Black Men, she said when people ask about a good civil rights attorney, she always recommends Bozeman and Davis law firm. That who that is?
No. That's what was the good brother named Moy Davis? I don't pronounce his name wrong. Was doing it. What we talking about with the lawyers?
I don't know. I don't know if that was part of the 100 Black. Was the president of the?
No, that's it. Those guys still alive.
Oh, okay. Well,
they're still alive.
She also said she started at the post office in 1985 and retired in 2013. But she started at the bottom and moved up in seniority.
And that's the thing about it. And I'm pretty sure, and congratulations on that, but I'm pretty sure a lot of times you know, you gotta, you want this part, you know, you gotta get it, take it, you know, do this, and a lot of times, yeah, Mwali, yeah, I knew, that's a law firm. I know a lot of times, people, usually when you try to start progressing, it comes with more headaches, more responsibility. People are like, well, I don't want to do that, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
There's nothing wrong if you don't want to take on more responsibilities, if you don't want to go through the changes, but you can't have these damn expectations of, you know, the actual pro results that come along with making those changes.
Okay.
You won't be the big boss, but you don't want to deal with the big boss BS.
Right.
You know, this is Atlanta. Everybody's got an LLC.
Right. Everybody's a star.
Everybody got this and they got that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they want to sit here and smoke cigars and
drink with Cali 25.
Yeah, you go. Now, ain't too many people want to drink no scotch. They want to drink Bel Air and Hennessy.
Okay.
Hennessy. It's a Hennessy. You know what I'm saying? Hand on deck.
Right.
But just live that certain life and produce that image. But they really don't want to do the BS that come along with it. And you know, that's the thing about it. I mean, you know, Jimmy all the time put in 20 hours a day, so I have to work 40 hours a week. I'm cool.
Right.
I'm cool with it. And I was sitting there talking to a friend of mine.
But you choose the 20.
Yeah, and I'm cool with the 20 hours a day. But I was talking to a friend of mine way over here, like, you know, and I was talking about somebody close to me was talking about they want to get entrepreneurship. And I was honest, I said, man, they're not disciplined enough. They're not disciplined enough because, you know, you want to be the boss. Boss guy, there's a lot of BS come along with it. And I understand that a lot of times we say things to protect ourselves. Like, man, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And it stay like that. It stay words. It stay words. People, if people really, really want to make change, you got to be prepared to do some things that are very uncomfortable, that are very scary, all that kind of stuff. They can stress you or whatever. And at the end of the day, once you go through the process, you've got, okay, now you got experience. You got the knowledge. You know what to do, what not to do. But you got to go through it.
Right.
And standing right there in that valley, and you're looking at that hill like, I can't cross that mountain. I can't. I don't want to deal with that. And far too often, that's where you see a lot of times the difference of the people that are in a certain point and those that are not. Because some people chose to do that kind of stuff. You got to sit here and say, well, look, man, they're going to make me a supervisor. They don't give me $2 or $3 more dollars. That ain't worth it. But if you take that supervisor position, you do that for a year or two, you may be part of this director position where it may be doubling your salary.
Or you take that, what you learned there, and take it somewhere else and make more money.
Well, there you go. There you go. For another company or yourself. But a lot of times people don't necessarily want to go that route. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, there's nothing wrong with it. But again, the expectations you got to have. And that's the thing I think a lot of times people do to protect themselves. They don't want to sit there and put themselves in a position with that. We got to be realistic about that. We got to be realistic about that. Like I said, you know, being in Atlanta, everybody want to be an entrepreneur. And what we find out real quick, the easy part is that easy. Get your LLC. Get your damn website. Get your EIN. And now you got to try to make some money. Right. What the hell? You mean folks just ain't gonna come to me?
Right.
Huh? I want to leave my job.
Right.
But you don't want to talk to strangers.
Right.
You get pissed off every time somebody tell you no. You sit there like, shit, I got to spend my money to go buy some products to sell. I don't want to buy them. I want to get a grant.
Right.
I don't want to sit there, you know, do that. I don't want to get a loan. I own. Shit, you know, hey, you want to go, you want to be that boss. You gonna do stuff you don't want to do. You you gotta get out there and get it. And a lot of times that's what hurt a lot of folks. They can get ejected, you can get bitter, and everything, and then you do what? You never try to change again.
Right.
I mean, I can sit here like I told you about the shit with the studio and all that stuff that I done did over the years. Excuse me, that didn't necessarily work, but I learned from it. I can be honest about the things I did right, things I did wrong. The things other people might have did, and a lot of times even stuff that I've done with other people, it didn't work out. A lot of them come back to, Pooch, you should have known better. You should have been checking on that shit. You trusting this person, there's nothing wrong with trusting people, but were they credible and reputable enough for you to sit there and give your trust to, or did you just trust them as a friend? Because the trust I have in you as my friend may not be the same trust I need to have in my business.
Right.
Or with my family.
Right.
Or with my finances. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I trust you, you know, Hey, bro, gonna make sure you got that drink and everything together. You know, you cool. You know, trust you. We're gonna have a good time and party.
Right.
But all the other stuff may not necessarily be the right thing to
be
do.
your cup of tea.
Exactly. You know, and you got to be able to come to that realization with that. And if anybody got any question or anything?
No. Lady Lion Love, you know what, Lady Lion Love, we know you retired and you sit back in your rocking chair. You know, she one of our biggest supporters. She watch all shows. She support us 100%.
Awesome.
So we thank her for that. But she says, oh shit, she just does social media for fun. We know you just, you know what I'm saying? We know you just living it up, watching the big screen TV, drinking coffee in your pajamas all day, ain't got nothing to do because you're retired.
Cool.
We get it. We get it. But we appreciate your support because you tune into everything. Every show we have, we appreciate it. But anyway, she was just letting us know she does social media for fun.
Cool. I appreciate you tuning in.
Right.
You know, I wonder what happened with TikTok. They didn't put the number posted on there.
They wanted to check the number, make sure it was a reputable number first.
Okay, they can call.
Yeah.
They can call and check and everything. Again, the night show we discussed was discussion for the night show is really, you know, you want to make it change your life and some of the things you need to do. And I do, and I appreciate everybody calling in, but I do want to say one thing. When you do want to make these changes in your life, and we all, you know, say get to that point. Again, those game-changing moments. You want to lead this relationship, start this business, get rid of this job, go for a promotion, all that kind of stuff. Don't let the fear overshadow your desire to be great or desire to make that change. And a lot of times, you know, things that happen because you get forced into it. You might lose a job, you got health issues, hell, somebody leave your ass, get fired, you know, that kind of stuff.
Right.
You know. I'm gonna ask my ex-wife, you sure? You sure? You sure?
But I always say every no is saving you from something. So those setbacks may be what you need.
Yeah.
It may be what you need in order to move forward. Sometimes a setback may be moving you forward.
Yeah,
you just don't see it because it's such maybe a painful issue, or it may be something that you wasn't looking for or looking forward to or even had thought about. So sometimes a setback, you know, every no could be, you know, every no is saving you from something. You might not see what it is, but 5 years from now, you're like, man, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I'm so glad she told me no. Like, you get what I'm saying? Because now she got 5 kids and 6 different baby dads.
You know, but you know, to that point though, Lab, I think that you know, before I get to talking, you know, my motto is that no mean not right now, and I do think a lot of times we got to be realistic about when things just don't work for us, just didn't work right then and now. That don't mean you did something wrong. That don't mean that you're not gonna be successful and stuff like that. To your point, it just ain't that season for it right then and now.
Right.
But definitely don't let, you know, things not working and moving in a certain direction, you know, be a determinant. Because that's what I try to stress to people all the time. If you can't, you want to, you know, you want to go to this, you know, change your career, you want to start this business, you can't get funding. It's no way the hell somebody else's decision should dictate your future. If I'm gonna hire you, you're gonna get approved this loan, this, that, and that. If you want to make it happen, you will do what you got to do to make that change happen, regardless of what Poochie, Lab, or anybody else do for you. If you really want that to happen, you really want your life to change, you're gonna do what you want to do. Ain't no matter what somebody say, the opportunity somebody give you, you are always gonna be the captain of that ship.
Right.
And that's the thing about it. We can sit here and deflect and blame other people until you want to do it. And it's going to be scary. It's going to be rough. It's going to be bumpy, right? But at the end of the day, you're in control of it. And once you get through it, you be so damn proud of yourself. And you get a level of confidence in yourself that nobody can stop you from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can sit here and say, just going through even with a divorce and certain things with just doing with the business and stuff like that, people say, well, yeah, he this way, he that way. I don't think I'm bad. I know I am. You can't do this kind of shit being normal. Hell no. Shit,
you
no.
gotta be super.
Hey, man. I just got to pee on my chest, not the ass. I'm just saying, though, what that said. That ain't no knock on nobody.
Right.
But that's because I went through stuff that I was very, very scared of. I was at the job 15 damn years and left. Nice ass office downtown.
Right.
All them pretty women. All the pretty women downtown. Big old oak and marble. Every damn thing. I left there scared as shit. And I know I got a lot of people that supported me. I got a lot of people like, You know, I would see people. The first couple years, you still got your business? You still got them.
Your little business.
Yeah, little business. You still do them taxes? Like, I'm talking, I'm full-fledged, self-employed.
Right.
And it's not even, you get that, might get that before you get a hello. You still got your thing, you still do them, you know.
Right.
And people just want to hear you say, like, nah, man, I just.
They want to get the failure.
Yeah, like, damn, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
How you doing? But again, that can't dictate how you move.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even when you do something different and it don't work, that's not necessarily got to be, you know, the end point of it. If you want to try something and you tried it, it didn't work, you want to do something that's cool. If you don't, you say, well, at least I gave it a try. Cool. But you can never, ever let somebody else's decisions or their vision dictate how your life or your vision going to come out. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, that's not the same thing as you getting advice or tutelage or mentoring. But we just talking about you only moving because you got certain things. It can't happen like that. You got to be fully in control of how the hell you going to move your life, you know. And until you do that, it's going to be them kind of just reluctancy to do this, you know, starting and stopping, pausing and all that. You got to be okay with, you know, listen, I'm finna go down this road. I'm finna walk down this alley by myself. You know, I heard some noise downstairs. I ain't got my pistol. Let me go check it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got your baby mama knocking at the door. Let me go see what she wants.
Layla says it's all a part of life.
There you go.
Right.
There you go. And as long as you living, there's gonna be some things gonna scare you. There's gonna be some things that kind of have you kind of reluctant with doing stuff like that. But as long as you believe in yourself and continue to move in a certain way, you know what? Who is Poochie? Yours truly, the one and only. And it's Poochie with a Y, not an I-E. Keep it masculine. A Y, not an I-E.
With a Y.
Yeah.
A Y.
Keep it masculine. Man, I had a good time tonight. But listen, we're going to wrap things up. I want to tell everybody that called in. I appreciate it. And I appreciate all you guys for all your love and support. Remember, go to the YouTube channel. Change Your Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burton. We got over 500 videos on the YouTube channel, a lot of great information. I did a video yesterday, and it's been getting a lot of traction. I did on TikTok and YouTube. I asked a question. I was like, in these day and times that, you know, a lot of times people parent differently, and the video wasn't to dictate how people parent, but I asked the question was, where's the line drawn? Whereas, you know, some parents would say, listen, my kids being disrespectful, they keep talking back. Where's the line drawn between I'm letting them, you know, speak their mind and they're being disrespectful? And I've got a rainbow of comments.
We need to talk about that next time.
On modern platforms. But yeah, y'all check out, go to the YouTube channel and check it out. Change Your Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burton. And also, man, get your financial fix. Go to my other YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollar. Get us Mr. Short Dollar and everything. We got a lot of great information between both of them channels, man. It's over 1,000 videos. So a lot of great information. But I want to tell you guys from the bottom of my heart, I love you guys. I appreciate all the support. Y'all be safe out there, and I will talk with you soon. Thank you.